Okay.
The game has only been out for a few weeks, and I've seen so many best girl and best boy discussions online. However, I think we can all agree that this is best boy.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report.
Nay, bestest character in the entire game. I mean, what other character can just turn invisible and reappear whenever he wants to?
Hello there. Now that's comedy.
Well, that was, surprising.
That is ridiculous.
So thank you to everyone who watched the first part, which you can click over here. And well, I guess I have to clear up some things. Firstly, yes, the characters do sit. In some supports, they show them bending. But then other times, it's like, please sit, and you can clearly see them standing. And yes, I know I said the frame rate was fine in the first video, but then I came across the online area, where you can send out units to earn money or buy cheaper weapons. It's kind of the only place where you can actually interact with others online.
One small step for man.
And as to why Byleth is wearing the hat or the dress, well, it's in the expansion pass that gets you all the DLC. You can change outfits over here, but you would have already known that if Nintendo had marketed the game more.
Too true.
Speaking of which, it's quite insane to see just how well this game sold. I mean the UK, buddy. You really love this game. Must be because of all the tea, eh? Why yes, you want to nip down to the shops to have some tea and biscuits, eh, Governor? I hope no one from the UK watches my videos. Oh, cheese.
Cheese.
And okay, what else is there? What else?
You can watch the supports in the extras menu. You can watch the supports in the extras menu.
Okay, to be fair, in my defense, as someone who has to record footage of everything I play, I usually just spam A on the controller with one hand while I try to launch this garbage thing's capture software, so I didn't even realize there was an extras tab. So, good excuse there, right? Okay, fine. I'll edit the pinned comment saying I get it, okay?
You can watch the supports in...
I get it!
And with that, let's continue, as we take a look at the story of Three Houses, and how they managed to make the most difficult decision for any gamer, picking which house you will teach. But before we get there, let's have a peek at that intro cutscene, in all its 5 frames per second glory. Oh wait, I spotted a frame over there. 6 FPS. God, I miss the Fates and Awakening cutscenes so much. Those were actual works of art. So we see a huge war is taking place between Palutena, generic warrior man, and lens flare. But then, all of a sudden, warrior man pulls out his sword. What's this? His sword extends into chains. Oh my goodness, I've never seen such a thing in all my one day as a commentator. But Palutena has had enough of that, and she decides to take it to old fisticuffs, and she kicks warrior on his back, and oh my goodness, can we show that? Oh no. That's some nice tomato sauce, eh?
Kitchen.
We then suddenly are in a green room with a small character sitting at the top of the screen.
Oh my.
What could have brought you here?
You know, the 6:30 Express from Nutley.
What are you talking about?
She then tells us to answer Professor Oak and pick whether we are a fashion disaster or not. What are those?
Who are you anyway? Do not deceive. Do not deceive.
So we tell her that we are the old Homo sapiens,
Too true.
and that our name is Zace Ram. That's a Persona reference for you in the back.
I shall not ever grow accustomed to the sound of human names.
Hey, my name is way better than your name. Wait, what is your name? Actually, you know what? No matter how normal your name is, I will, I shall make a hilarious joke with your name. She then asks us our birthday, but for some reason the game has this thing where the days of the week are the same as ours, similar lengths in the months, but names of said months have moons in them.
I think it may be time for yet another nap.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm stuck in this place. You can't just fall asleep. Oh, wait, there she goes.
Nighty-nighty.
Hey, time to wake up.
It's seriously amazing how many times I can use this meme in Japanese games.
How odd.
So this is Daddy Geralt who informs us that we are mercenaries. Yes, us. And that we need to head to the kingdom for our next job. Unfortunately, these unruly teenagers show up at our door. Damn hooligans, always messing up my yard.
What do a bunch of kids like you want at this hour?
We're being pursued by a group of bandits.
Ah, yes, the lifeblood of Fire Emblem games. Waifus, husbandos, and bandits.
Right?
So we agree to help them defeat said bandits with a little tutorial on the gameplay. I won't repeat much of what I said in the first video, which was all about that gameplay, but pretty much we take turns to move our units to defeat the enemies. The leader, however, shows us that he doesn't skip calf day and comes charging at the red girl. We, being the protagonist, jump in the way and, well... I mean, this was the most obvious edit to do here.
Right?
So we go back into our head, as you do, where the green girl says, "Oh, you cheeky bugger, don't get yourself hit cause like I'm here too. I'll guide you from now on." But replace my voice with Morgana's from Persona 5.
Beans?
And she reveals her name. So this is her name, right here. So this.
That's not funny! That look upon your face. Did you think me a child? A mere child who forgot her own name?
Oh no, don't jump to conclusions, I didn't say anything.
Phooey!
So this says she stopped time, although she doesn't know how she did it or what she should do next, but then is like, hey, I'll just rewind time.
Sure.
She tells us that since we have seen the future, we should be able to easily defeat the bandit. Hang on, can you give me another try, please? Geralt is like, bruh. And a few more people come in.
Knights of Seros are here.
Jeez, just cutting me off, eh? So this is Alois, who represents the church.
Why him?
Alois tells us how he was our dad's right-hand man when he was back at the monastery, until Daddy disappeared 20 years ago without a trace. He convinces the reluctant Geralt to come back to the monastery with him. All the while, Sothis voices her thoughts in our head.
Ah, it seems your presence is required. Get going.
Alright, bossy boots.
Your pres.
We then meet the students we saved. Edelgard, Dimitri, and Claude.
I'd love to bend your ear as we travel.
Wait, why do you want to bend my ear? Anyway, they exclaim how excited they are that the Captain Geralt saved them, once known as the strongest knight in the land. And we are like, wait, he was a Knight of Seros? Also, what the heck is a Knight of Seros? The three don't care because they want to recruit us to their homeland. Edelgard with the Empire, Dimitri and his kingdom, and Claude with his alliance. We chat to Sothis again before heading back to Garreg Mach, the monastery. By the way, if you didn't know, you can control the sprite by tilting the controller, and I guess that explains why my character runs to the far right, because I didn't realize this till way later. Curse my heavy right-handedness.
Is that what he calls it?
We then get Geralt narrating over these title cards, which play at the start of each month, and depict their own storyline about the seasons in the game. It's honestly so cool to see that the artist mimicked the medieval style instead of, you know, Sugoi anime desine eyes. He then gives us the introduction about the land of Fodlan, a huge continent protected by a goddess. To the west is the Empire, north is the kingdom, and east is the Alliance, a place ruled by a league of nobles with no king.
It really is Fodlan in a nutshell.
Can I get my views now?
No.
So after some more 6 frames a second, we arrive.
There it is. Garreg Mach Monastery.
Us and our dad enter to meet the Archbishop Lady Rhea, who rules over the church, which is the prominent religion in Fodlan, with her Knights of Seros as the protectors. Needless to say, she's a big, important figure. Not that kind of big figure, you dirty son of a...
Ridiculously large.
Geralt, seemingly annoyed at all this, exchanges pleasantries with Rhea and her advisor Snape, I mean Seteth. He tells her that we are his kid.
What is your name? A fine name indeed.
See, Seteth, at least she likes my name. Rhea asks Geralt to join the Knights again, but he's like, yeah, nah. The next day, Geralt has seemingly given in, but says to us, look son, if I'm dragged into this thick mess, you're coming too. And so that is how I became a professor at the academy in one day with no degree. Well, I mean, I should accept I can finally teach those brats a thing or two. Geralt leaves us with a final warning. Lady Rhea, the Archbishop. Watch out for her. And in comes the other two professors at the academy. Hanuman, who loves talking about your crests, these special things that are part of your DNA, and he wants to
transmogrifies
you from them. And this is Manuela, a retired opera singer / nurse / alcoholic.
Of course.
Now then, it seems you'll be taking charge of one of the Academy's 3 houses.
He said it. He said the words. So to get us up to speed, Manuela details the houses, as each is represented by the country they originate from. The Black Eagles are Edelgard's, who is the princess to the throne, the Blue Lions from the kingdom with Prince Dimitri, and the Golden Deer from the Leicester Alliance, to which Claude is the grandson of the leader. Now begins our little trip around the place to meet and greet all the students to get to know them, before picking a house that we shall teach. And Manuela decided to not tell them that we are the new teacher, just some 20-something-year-old student. Sethith meanwhile goes, Dumbledore, please listen. The Potter kid is untrustworthy. Why would you appoint him as a teacher? Rhea is like, lol. Chill, mate. And so begins the introductions, but not before we get the old anime cutscene showing us a little glimpses of their personality. Like you got the meat eater, the depressed one, the sleepy one, the duck for cover one, the womanizer, and the sweaty one. Damn dude, at least cut your hair before posing for the camera.
3 house, 3 house, 3 house.
So we finally get control of our character, and you will see the others with this red dialogue box above their head. This usually means they will have some voiced choice words for ya.
Huh? Greetings!
Yes, he's best boy. So if you meet each of the leaders, you can ask them about their own students and their opinions on them. Or instead, you can try and run around the school and find them for yourself. I would recommend doing both. First, asking the leaders for their opinion to get a feel on the students' personalities. But just for you, no, not you. I will go over my early thoughts on each character and what you should know about them before you make your big old decision. First up, we have the Black Eagles with Edelgard.
Me?
Yes, you. She is one who sticks to her ideals, and let's just say, she doesn't like those crest things Hanuman gets all sweaty about.
transmogrifies
Her right-hand man is Hubert, aka the dude who creeps everyone out over his obsession for Edelgard, but I just think he's misunderstood. You don't say. Next is Dorothea.
Well, aren't you just lovely?
No, I don't want to go to jail.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
Ferdinand is...
I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
Yes, I know, I was just introducing you.
Ferdinand von Eyre.
So anyway,
I am Ferdinand von Eyre.
Next is old Bernie, who I guarantee you is the most popular student in the whole game. I know why. Because she's so relatable. Then we have Budget Ryuji from Persona 5. I don't know what else to tell you about him. Next is Petra, who is trying the hardest to learn the Fodlanese, and Linhardt.
Linhardt. Goodbye.
Well, that wasn't very nice. The Blue Lions are next with good old Dimitri.
Me?
He's an interesting guy in that I barely know anything about him. His right-hand man, giant, is... Felix is, let me see. Black, long hair tied up, airy voice. Yep, he's gonna be a fan favorite, isn't he?
And who's this? You don't look familiar at all.
Why is your voice so cuddly?
It's so fluffy!
Her best friend is Annette. Then we have Ash, who proves anime characters can have freckles. Then Ingrid, who is such a refreshing female character, who also gets hit on a lot by Sylvain, who you may or may not see surrounded by women.
Skirt chaser.
And finally, you have the Golden Deer, aka the meme team, with Claude.
Piqued your interest, have I?
He's a trickster of sort who is always scheming. His right-hand girl is Hilda, who I would say is the smartest girl in the game, but also the laziest.
Wait, what?
Then we have Lorenz. I mean, that says it all, really. Next is Ignatz, aka Quiet Painter Boy, followed by Raphael, Meaty Cheerful Boy, a giant.
Who are you again?
Then we have Chie,
Captain Gerald's first.
Magic Glass Cannon, and finally...
Her name is... My name is Beauty Thief.
Well, that's just a little overview of each character from the houses. And needless to say, some of them are already favorites in the fandom. But okay, the non-jokey answer is that the students either belong to the nobility or the common folk in their kingdoms. And that alone comes with its own baggage, being that all the characters are so well written, with their family histories really impacting how they interact with each other. It's still so baffling to me that this game apparently has the same writers as Fate's, and it's kinda interesting how the game sets it out because, as you can see, this is all within the first hour of gameplay. You know that you have to teach at the school, but you barely know anything about the characters. As in, my little stereotype meme answers don't even scratch the surface of the trauma these characters have undergone. But you don't know that. This is all you get, because after talking to the leaders, Rhea calls you back, and you must instantly decide on which house to pick. And I mean, you could have had the worst luck, because technically, you only had to talk to the leaders to finish the quest. You could arrive at this point and miss out talking to each student. And that's what makes the decision right here so amazing. Within 1 hour, you now have to try and decide which of the 3 routes you will pick, and which ending of the story you will see first. You don't know how long it will be or what will happen. The game just thrusts it upon you. And if you didn't follow the release of the characters from the marketing, this would have been such a nerve-wracking experience. It can determine the next 40 hours of your playthrough, and you have to judge based on 5 minutes of interactions. By keeping your time with the students short, the game effectively has covered all types of players, as the people who researched extensively beforehand to find out which house to pick can at least start the game straight away. For everyone else, the limited time isn't that short that you should at least have some connections with some students, at least from their personality or voice design. And think of it this way, realistically, if you were a teacher at a school and got to pick the class, they wouldn't give you long to research everything about the students, because that would be kinda creepy. In the real world, you don't have the luxury to look into everything to help you make the best choice be the best one it is. You would probably just get the names and maybe a little synopsis. That's it. And that is why I think the way the game starts out is so amazing. It strikes the balance perfectly with how much information you're given. You know your objective, so now based on your first impression, which is a very human thing to do, you have to pick the route which you will stick with for 40 or so hours.
The old man has a point.
But even after you make the choice, I love how you can become so attached to your house, it's like being part of a secret club. You banter about the others, no empathy towards them, and you'll do anything for your team. However, there is still some little part of you that wonders, oh, I really would like to know what would happen if I picked the other house instead. And this is exactly how it played out for me, because now, as soon as you finish one route, I guarantee there was at least more than one of you who instantly jumped back in to try the other routes, to see a taste of what you missed, the enigma of the other houses. Wait, what are you looking at me for? Oh yeah, I gotta pick a house. I can't decide. I love them all so much. The black eagles, the blue lions, the golden deer. Okay, fine. I guess the house I will pick is...
Trojan, RamZaes, Magnum, Sheik!